Good day, everybody. This is a Florida Golden Girl. Today's travel adventure takes me back to the town of Winter Garden. This is not a luxury resort. This is our little HOA clubhouse. And so we have the whole pool to ourselves. I'm with my sidekick. He's sunning on some afternoon rays. We are in the middle of summer. It's hot. I figure I'd take a little bit of time out, dip my feet in the water. Ooh, it's cool. And do a check and see how everybody's doing. So we are in the middle of summer, as I mentioned. It is after the 4th of July, and I'm sure everybody had an enjoyable holiday. And all the kids are home. You might be taking care of the grandkids during the day, or you're out taking a trip somewhere, enjoying life. But I wanted to bring you to my own backyard and have a little bit of a chat. It's been a couple weeks since we had one, so just wanted to check in, see how everybody's doing. Wouldn't you like to have something like this in your own backyard that you didn't have to share with everybody? Oh, I would. I'd be out in this pool every day and even in the evening time, just exercising. You know, this is something, if you don't have a pool in your backyard or wherever you reside, you don't have that easy access. For those that are 65 and older, you do have a Silver Sneakers through Medicaid you could take advantage of. And normally your local YMCA is literally free or a few bucks, depends. I don't know yet. I'll be 65 next year. And normally every YMCA will offer aquatic classes, whether you swim or you can exercise in the water. It's a great way of movement in the water. And that might be food for thought for those of you that are contemplating an exercise program. If you don't like to be out in the heat, why not get into the cool of the water? I think we're at the age where does it really matter what you look like in a swimming suit, except you can fit into one? I really quit thinking about other people's opinions. I personally wear a one-piece, and it's got sleeves. It's Tommy Bahama's swimsuit that I picked up many, many years ago, and it provides me with cover up because I don't sun worship like I did when I was younger. And at our age, we got to protect our skin. Well, at any age, anybody should protect their skin. But I think when you're young, you don't heed those warnings pretty well. So I like the sound of the water. So what's everybody's plans for the rest of the summer? Anybody going to take a trip? Have any exciting things planned for the future? Is anybody going to be retiring soon? If you are, I think I've made my thoughts known on when you start approaching retirement. It's something that you have to think about and plan. For those that are 62, if you're in the situation where you can start collecting Social Security, I would highly suggest you do that. Why put off? For those that are in the military, you know that there's plenty of retirement briefings you can go to. Remember, the VA retirement briefing is the most important one, because that gives you all of your benefits, what you have to look forward to from the good old VA. If you're 65 or before approaching 65, I guess you got to sign up for Medicaid. I'm not looking forward to that one. That's something I'll have to do some research on. Again, I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, it's, like I said, it's a nice cool evening out. Let's do a little bit of a walkthrough. Let me show you what we got. If you remember correctly, or if you could recall, I mentioned about when the greedy property developers tear down wooded areas, and that all of the poor animals that lived in wooded areas such as that over there, where are they going to go? And I mentioned we inherited an alligator. Well, he resides over here somewhere. I don't know where he is right now, but you can best believe that they're somewhere out there. And they've got the necessary signs posted all over the place to be careful. We're not often, and then those homes over there, folks, are $1 million homes easily. I live in a townhome, so I'm not anywhere near that pay scale. They've got a fire pit over there that they just renovated. The HOA fees in this area are just out really ridiculous. I think HOAs in general are all a bunch of control freaks that have nothing else better to do but to mess with how you choose to live. Now, mind you, you've got people out there that have no pride of ownership that would prefer to have their home look like Onslow's home. You're wondering who the hell is Onslow. Do you remember there's an old British program? It ended in, I think, 1997. What's it called? Has Hyacinth Bouquet and Richard Bouquet. That's how she pronounces it. And, she's always complaining about her sister who lives in a poor area, and the front of their home has got old rusty cars parked in front. It really looks bad. And while she lives in an immaculate area, well, you got people that live like that. Really, $1 million homes in the front just looks like garbage. And I think for some, an HOA is an absolute must. But then in this instance, they go a little bit too far sometimes. And you've got money that's coming in, and you really truly wonder, what do they spend it on? I refuse to be part of their little committees or take any interest in social activities, because I just prefer to be away from all of that. Now, there's others that are very sociable people, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But that ain't how I want to be, because I really am very cautious about who I socialize with. I'm very cautious about who I go to dinner with, who I call. It's me and my sidekick and a couple of family members, and that's okay, because you don't know who you can trust anymore. You don't know, you're at that age where, your people are so quick to take advantage of elderly people that it's important to think about keeping your guard up. Don't give your not phone number, but your front door key to anybody. How many times have we read on the news where, a trusted family friend will take somebody's bank card and charge all this money Hey, I'm telling you, that really does happen. For example, when my mother fell and broke her hip, she never really wanted to recover and her health was never the same. But then that was the choice she made, right? So we hired a niece and we paid her money. She had a place to live. And I'm not saying my mother was not the easiest person to live with. And she took my mother's credit card and ran it up. She ran it up from like maybe a couple of hundred to over $3,000. And so my brother made the decision to get rid of her. She said, well, I didn't want to take care of my grandmother anyway. Well, if that was the case, why did you run her thing up? And now she's just a hot mess. She's in her late 30s and has nothing to show for what she did with her life. She's I'm sorry to say, she's an absolute bum. So that's just an example of how one has to be careful and who you let in. If you're like me and my sidekick and you have no kids, well, even then you got to be careful of your kids. It just depends on who your kid is. We rely on each other, and that's just the way it goes. So trust is very important. So another life lesson for retirees is to just be careful. Even, people that you hire, if you hire like a caregiver, do a background check. Don't just hire somebody from Craigslist. Just make sure that whoever they are, that they're vetted very well. And even then, like we have a house cleaner. When we were in Texas, there was a lady we absolutely trusted. Believe me, we set up several tests and she had been with us for 6 years. Well, she didn't want to come to Florida with us. So we're on number 3. She's a nice young girl. But I'm not going to give her my door code to get in my home. Even though she's mentioned, well, she's got clients that do that. That's fine. But I'm not simply going to do it because she's got clients that'll do it. I'm just not that type of person. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But then again, to each his own. So that's something one has to consider as one goes older. Where I live, there's one lady, she's 81 and lives by herself. And she has kids and they live in California. And I don't run into her. We just have nothing in common. And that's another thing. Who do you find? If you find somebody, what do you have in common with them? That's something else you think about. So, as we get older, folks, that's just another thing we have to do is be careful who we let in our lives. Because I've seen and I think you've read where people had their life savings stolen from somebody, or they're abused because they're not in a position to take care of themselves and rely on somebody, and somebody just abuses that. So that's a sad fact that's the world we live in, where you really can't trust anybody. You really can't trust anybody. Well, I don't want to be a downer, but I don't want this channel to be just about cemetery blogs or really cool retirement things. Reality, having a dose of reality will bring you back to a perspective, will bring you back into the fold and give you food for thought, and take a look at your own situation and seeing if you need to make some adjustments. Okay? So, again, folks, like, subscribe, click on that notification bell that lets you know when a new video will be uploaded. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell the alligator who's out there lurking somewhere about my channel. Word of mouth is how my channel grows. And for everybody that comes in and takes their time to listen to me, I really appreciate you. So, I want to thank you for watching. Have an enjoyable summer, everybody. This is a Florida Golden Girl saying, again, thank you and so long for now. Oh, he's over there. He's over there. I spot his beady little eyes. Do you see that over there? Do you see that? Over, like, yeah, he's over there. So long for now, folks. Bye.